Barcelona, thank you for coming to my session. Topic for today is VMware Anywhere Workspace. I would say a brief technical overview. So you will hear a lot of announcements during this week, and I want to give you, I would say, a basic overview of all the products that fits into our Anywhere Workspace story. So my name is Arkadiusz Krowczynski. I'm working as a solution engineer at VMware, coming from the EUC side of the house, but also focusing on the security stuff and also the SASE stack. And this I want to show you briefly in my session. The disclaimer, you will see it in the next days very often. I think I will not discuss about NDA or beta products, but needs to be filled in there. So let's get the show started. So the challenges, and I would say in the past years we saw that the remote work and I would say the security topics are very, very important because we are shifting from I would say, home office workforce to a remote distributed workforce. So we have several challenges, security challenges, how we are, I would say, gaining good user experience, how we secure our devices, how we gain secure access to our data centers, to our clouds, and so on. And all this fits in our Anywhere Workspace story. So we manage your devices. We give you access to virtual apps and desktops. We're focusing more and more, I would say, on the user experience for, I would say, the intelligence and especially the digital employee experience side of the house. And for sure, we are focusing also on the security topics for physical clients, but also for mobile clients. And in addition to this, we also have our SASE stack from VMware, and I want to show you how this SASE stack fits together with our Anywhere Workspace story. So first topic, WorkspaceOne. Many of you are familiar with this. So mobile device management, formerly known as AirWatch. We are managing all device clients, all device types. So it doesn't matter if we are talking about mobiles, if we are talking about Windows devices, macOS devices, or even Linux devices, or in nowadays HR or VR devices. Everything can be managed with WorkspaceOne, one platform, one configuration console, and I would say many options how we can do a seamless and fast and the secure onboarding. So zero-touch deployment for several types of devices is working out of the box, and it's known in the past years. So when we are talking about WorkspaceOne, we have, I would say, different types of terminology. So we have fully managed devices by WorkspaceOne, so that the device is controlled by your IT, so it's fully managed. You can push your profiles, you can push your application, you can check the device state of the profiles. You have OS partitioned devices with the work profiles from Android or maybe partitioned devices from iOS. Then we have, I would say, the hub registered mode for a use case where maybe your Windows or mobile devices are managed by a third-party vendor that is not WorkspaceOne. So here we can use, for example, the hub registered mode, mainly focus on the bring your own device. And last but not least, we have the app level or I would say the MUM type, so we can even onboard devices with our SDK apps like Boxer, WorkspaceOne Web, or WorkspaceOne Tunnel. So this is how things working. From a console point of view, everything is centralized, everything is looking the same, so we are not have, I would say, silos or different IT departments. Like I would say, these guys are focusing on macOS, you are focusing on mobile, and the other guys are focusing on Windows. Everything is in one console, and everything, I would say, is visible here as fully managed device, hub registered device, or bring your own device. And from a security point of the view, when we are talking about hub registered devices, for sure we are respecting the privacy of the users. So bring your own devices, for sure. We are not seeing the same, I would say, information of the devices, and we are not able to do all the, I would say, fancy configuration, application, and other settings when it comes to bring your own device. And as mentioned, centralized management across all endpoints, so one console for your physical devices, for your mobile devices, for your HR, VR devices, and maybe also in the future for your Linux developer devices. And from a user perspective, when we are talking about user experience, we have our intelligent hub. That is, I would say, from a user perspective, visible on all devices with the same user experience. So it doesn't matter if you have a mobile device or a Windows device. When you have your catalog with your applications, everything looks the same. So a user do not have other options or other, I would say, user experience settings on other devices. Another topic within our WorkspaceOne UEM, or the complete WorkspaceOne console, is the Freestyle Orchestrator. It's a SaaS-based solution when we can very simple and very fast configure, for example, onboarding workflows in a very automated way. You will also see in the EUC keynote where Sean Bass will talk in detail about this. So there's no need to do, I would say, fancy API calls, or there's no need that you have, I would say, deep knowledge in Bash or scripting. With Freestyle Orchestrator, you are very easy and very fast configuring different profiles, onboarding devices, checking if a device has, for example, already a configuration in place, and if this configuration is already in place, then first you, I would say, push the application. Another product out of the WorkspaceOne suite is WorkspaceOne Assist, so formerly known as a, I would say, remote console. So you as an IT admin can help your end users out of the WorkspaceOne UEM console. So out of the box, here again, there's no need to have a different console open from a help desk perspective to check or to help your remote workers or your general workers with a kind of remote support tool. So how this is looking like, if we have the WorkspaceOne console, you can search for your device, you can request remote management, share screen, the user needs to tell you the PIN, WorkspaceOne Assist will start. You need to fill here the PIN, and you can here, I would say, do several actions. So you can request screen sharing, you can request that the session will be recorded, you can create screenshots and so on. And again, the main benefit across all platforms, even Linux devices are now fully supported with WorkspaceOne Assist when it comes to remote shell and remote commands. Not, I would say, remote sharing at the moment, but as you see in the short demo, in the short movie, there are a lot of options available. Next part of the WorkspaceOne suite is our WorkspaceOne Access. WorkspaceOne Access, formerly known as Identity Manager, and I would say in the past years. Important to say here, WorkspaceOne Access is not a real identity manager. So our strength with Access is identity and access management, so several authentication methods, and I would say the interaction or the device compliance with WorkspaceOne UEM. In addition to this, with WorkspaceOne Access, you can configure several other directory types. So if you are cloud native, you can, for example, onboard your Microsoft Azure or your Okta identity providers with WorkspaceOne Access and redirect it to your identity provider and then authenticate against WorkspaceOne Access together with, I would say, WorkspaceOne UEM. Because when you have WorkspaceOne UEM in place, in the meantime, WorkspaceOne Access is a must-have because, again, identity access management, so several authentication methods, device compliance, so checking if your device, I would say, fulfill all the necessary tasks and security topics that your IT is telling you. Another big benefit, we can integrate, for example, WorkspaceOne Access with our cloud WorkspaceOne Intelligence to do a kind of risk score and trust network. So we can, together with WorkspaceOne Access and Intelligence, define if you're coming from an unsecure network to tell the user that she or he needs to use an additional factor to sign in to WorkspaceOne Access or to access to, I would say, mission-critical app like Salesforce, Bamboo HR, and other tasks. And other topics for sure, conditional access, accessing for SaaS and mobile single sign-on applications, so iOS and Android. With Tunnel, you have a seamless user experience. There's no need to fill in thousands of times your username and password. Everything is working in a perfect way together with WorkspaceOne UEM and WorkspaceOne Access with mobile single sign-on. And all these steps, so the unified app catalog that we mentioned with Hub, single sign-on, multi-factor authentication, conditional access and monitoring is really the approach from single sign-on to zero trust, because zero trust is a buzzword. Everybody's talking about this, and WorkspaceOne Access is one of the components that will help you on your zero trust journey. How this is looking like from a user perspective side. So here in this example, we will have I would say an unmanaged device that is accessing WorkspaceOne Access via web. So plain authentication, username and password. And then we have a policy configured that the user needs to fill in an additional second factor. So here I will register the latest feature of WorkspaceOne Access, so the TOTP feature that is embedded in the intelligent hub. So you can scan your QR code here. It will be registered on your WorkspaceOne Access tenant within your user settings, and then you can use this second factor to access the portal, or even use the second factor based on your policy that you configured on Access, I would say, to access your different kinds of application that you defined in your WorkspaceOne Access portal. Next topic within WorkspaceOne UEM, as mentioned, is WorkspaceOne Intelligence. Pure cloud, I would say it's our data analytics platform. You can do a kind of reports, insights, automation. You can create, I would say, integration with third-party trusted network partners, I would say, to get more and more visibility from the users, from the devices, create dashboards, and I would say notifications out of the box. Also here, everything is working out of the WorkspaceOne UEM console, and I don't know if you heard it in the general session a few minutes ago, but the intelligence part is becoming more and more, I would say, important when we are talking about digital employee experience. So here with DEAM or with the DEX solution, we want to be proactive. So we want to measure the data of the device to be proactive. Means that we see that the device has a problem with an application. We want to be proactive here, send notification out of the user and give him the availability, for example, if they have a problem with a native application, to give them access, for example, to a virtual app or a virtual desktop application. Everything is here related to the digital employee experience. And again, the information, go to the keynote with Sean Bass. They will talk about autonomous workspace, and you will see that the DEX topic will become more and more important, because all these fancy solutions as WorkspaceOne, Horizon Access, and the DEAM stuff with intelligence is getting more and more important in our IT world. So for onboarding employees, for getting better user experience, so intelligence and especially the DEX solution will be very important in the nearest future. Another topic that we have within our WorkspaceOne suite is VMware Horizon. As always in our life and in our products, you always have a choice in different solutions. So we have the options for our on-premise customers to still host our Horizon infrastructure with connection servers, unified access gateways, all the fancy instant clone pools with app volumes as application management, or dynamic environment manager for profile management. But if you want to go the modern way and you have the right license in place, we have on top our Horizon control plane, and we have a lot of cloud partners, cloud vendors that you see here, where we put in on top on the VMware SDDC, I would say, our Horizon infrastructure. And last but not least, on the right slide, Horizon Cloud on Microsoft Azure. The pure desktop as a service component means that you are only taking care of your applications or of your desktops, and the remaining parts, so the complete infrastructure, is fully managed by VMware and by Microsoft. Means, in a nutshell, VMware Horizon on X, several hyperscalers with all the different components where Horizon is working with, as mentioned, connection servers, unified access gateways, application and profile management, on top on the SDDC, for example, on AWS, or the real modern way, desktop as a service with Horizon Cloud or Microsoft Azure. And by the end of the day, we have a lot of components here in the middle, and again here WorkspaceOne Access that acts, I would say, like the central portal or the one-stop shop when you once log in and have all your application in the one-stop shop where you access everything out of the box and with single sign-on capabilities. How this is looking like, I would say, from an admin perspective of view. So here, a quick overview of the Horizon console of one of our demo environment. We have an infrastructure somewhere running in the US with the Horizon pod. So you are here able to configure your desktop pools, your application pools that are hosted here in US. So again, with the right universal license in place, you have the options to use across all clouds. So you can start on Monday with on-premise, do AWS on Tuesday, on Wednesday Google Cloud, and so on. And by the end of the day, maybe in the last days, using Microsoft Azure as desktop as a service. Coming to the security topics from a workspace security, we are from the EU-CBU working very closely with the Carbon Black guys. So all this operating system that are here in the red mark, like macOS, Win, Linux, and also Horizon, can be managed with Carbon Black. So Carbon Black modern EDR solution, cloud native, no on-premise infrastructure environment. We can push the Carbon Black sensors via the WorkspaceOne UEM console, via WorkspaceOne Access, and here do the next step in direction to zero trust. So on the right side of the screen, you see here a lot of other trusted network partners that we are working with, but Carbon Black is the way to go when you have WorkspaceOne in place, or maybe when you have also intelligence in place, because this is here the big differentiator, that you can connect your Carbon Black cloud with the intelligence cloud, I would say, to create a kind of automation. Means when we see that a client, I would say, has a virus on it or there was an attack, we can push the device into quarantine mode. All the profiles, all the application will be removed from the client, and when everything is in a green state again, we push everything back again. And here, I would say, are the main benefits if you have all the solution in place. So manage your devices with WorkspaceOne, do the intelligent stuff out of the cloud, and in addition to this, Carbon Black as the EDR solution. If you have VMware Horizon in place, we also have, in the meantime, a very deep integration with Carbon Black. So if you're doing, I would say, instant clone pools, we can do by default, in the default image, a kind of pre-scan. And when this pre-scan is finished, we then finally can deploy the instant clone pools, and the sensor is then included in the master image. Talking about the mobile side of the house, so our latest product in our family is WorkspaceOne Mobile Threat Defense for Android, iOS, and also for Chrome OS. So everything is integrated with our intelligent hub. So our one-stop application to access all the applications or access internal resources means that with WorkspaceOne Mobile Threat Defense, we can do, I would say, protection with the intelligent hub via SDK, or we can also do a kind of web and content protection. But for this reason, you need to have the lookout for work web, because it's not our own solution. We are partnering here since some weeks or months together with Lookout, and we are closing then the gap. Then now also have a, I would say, modern EDR solution for the mobile clients. So in the cloud, we are hosting the WorkspaceOne Mobile Threat Defense. It's integrated or connecting together with WorkspaceOne via different tags. The device is, I would say, sending the signals and the information to the mobile threat defense. If a risk is detected, the user gets immediately, I would say, a message in the intelligent hub that everything is not working, and the administrator, I would say, needs to do some stuff. And in addition to this, not a must-have, but if you already have WorkspaceOne Intelligence in place, you can create out of this threat, so out of this information, I would say, tickets in your third-party ITSM tools, so that all the administrators or help desk is aware that someone has an issue with its device. So it's mentioned, The integration is very simple. We are working here with assignment groups and different tags that we create on the WorkspaceOne side and interconnect this with the mobile thread console. And here we are working very closely with our Intelligent Hub SDK that needs only to have the enrollment code in place, and then all your devices are ready to go. So from a user perspective, how this is looking like, if an Android device, I would say, is reporting an issue, we see it out within the Intelligent Hub that there's a vulnerability with an app, or there's maybe no passcode detected. These settings are basically done, I would say, on the mobile threat defense console in the cloud. For sure, what is working on Android is working the same in the iOS world. So on my iPad OS, that is also connected to mobile threat defense, I can also check in, but here my device is secure and safe, and everybody is happy. Last topic is mentioned is the SASE part that we are working together as the EUC BU. So SASE is not something that is coming from VMware. SASE is, I would say, infrastructure in the cloud with different products, and we also have, I would say, our own SASE stack that is interconnecting also with our WorkspaceOne stuff. So within our SASE part, we have the SD-WAN, so we can interconnect clouds, we can interconnect, I would say, different remote offices, and we can, I would say, gain more bandwidth optimization. So for you as a CIO or as an admin, there's no need to have expensive MPLS connections, because we can combine, I would say, basic internet connection into one virtual channel and spread this across the globe. The other topic is VMware Cloud Web Security, so giving the users secure access to internet, SaaS application, and so on. So we have sandboxing, we have cloud access security broker, so we can define which options or which tasks the user can do within OneDrive, within Google Drive. We can allow or block, and for sure we have a kind of sandbox that we check the stuff that the user wants to download before the download starts. Last part of the SASE stack is our secure access infrastructure. So a modern VPN approach. So we put all our VPN concentrators in the cloud. So there's no need to go back to your data center, connect in there, go in back and access an application maybe in the US. So we are spreading pops of presence out of the globe and get the best user experience. So I would say a secure access pop of presence is like a unified access gateway on-premise, but in a modern way. So we are working here with Kubernetes container, with upscale and downscale, and together with Cloud Web Security and SD-WAN, we can close the complete gap. How this is working like from a user perspective, so WorkspaceOne Tunnel is the way to go. We can connect a tunnel via WorkspaceOne to a unified access gateway, or to I would say to a secure access channel. And in a new modern way, we also have a tunnel-only mode, so we can also use our tunnel for non-WorkspaceOne UEM managed devices. So it's the app level or MAM mode, means we can onboard a device for a coworker for some weeks, so that she or he can access internal resources, and then when the work is done, block access, revoke certificate, and all is done. And secure access, I would say, is WorkspaceOne plus SD-WAN and the first step into SASE. And when we are talking about the Zero Trust overview, a combined solution for your complete journey. And from a user experience side, how this is working, again, our nice iPad with the Intelligent Hub configured. I have, again, my one-stop shop catalog. My user is, I would say, enrolled. We will see that the device is secured by mobile threat defense. So no task, everything is safe. We can access out of the box or create templates to access internal or external resources, SDK or non-SDK. With WorkspaceOne Web, we have mobile single sign-on, so accessing the portal, no password is needed, mobile single sign-on, certificate-based mobile SSO, and Last but not least, for example, if you want to secure the web traffic, I want to access Twitter, this is blocked by Cloud Web Security, and here we are closing the complete gap and have the complete solution in place. So from my point of view, Anywhere Workspace is like, I would say, your all-inclusive holiday from A to Z, everything in one place. So we give you all the solutions on your Zero Trust journey. And please take a survey. Thank you. Enjoy VMworld and enjoy the other sessions around Anywhere Workspace. Thank you.